most people, when they're making these videos, they're like, oh, redesigning my middle school OCs, oh, redesigning my childhood OCs, my cringe OCs, whatever. No, okay, I only started making OCs with, like, actual lore in, like, late high school, or I guess maybe, I feel like high school. Anything before that, I don't actually remember. I had characters, but I didn't actually, like, draw them. I mostly just made, like, self-indulgent, self-insert art. So, like, character-wise. But yeah, no. I have had these two OCs, Chi-Chi and Adrian, for only about, like, a year. Not super long, but I've already redesigned them, like, 3 times. And today I'm going to redesign them again because I keep rewriting their story, because I honestly, there was, like, no plot in the beginning. Well, no, there was a plot, but then I changed the plot, and then there was no plot when I changed it. Like, there was an idea, but there wasn't an actual story. So then I just kept making characters, and then I was like, there's literally no plot here, and then I rewrote it, and then I was like, dang, I think I'm gonna have to get rid of, like, half of these, and I ended up combining them. Originally, there used to be 3 characters in this story: Gigi, Adrian, and Grayson. The rough story was, like, Grayson he's in a band, and he wants it to be big, and it's failing, and his life is falling apart. So he's, like, all edgy, and he's like, I want to make a deal with the devil, and then he does actually sell his soul to a demon for fame, and then because of it, like, has a monkey's paw type, like, backfire thing, and he dies, and his death was what was supposed to make him famous. But Gigi finds him, and she has, like, magic powers or whatever, and she brings him back to life, and then the demon's all mad, and then it's, like, chasing them, and then they end up, Adrian gets involved because he's, like, a massive nerd, and Gigi kind of hates him because they have beef, but she also knows that he will know what to do. And so that was, like, the plot, sort of. That was the idea. There was no plot, as you can tell, after that point. And basically what I did was I decided to cut all of the Grayson stuff because he was honestly really only there for the vibes. The very, very original version of the story, he was just, like, supposed to be, like, a dead musician, like, who's, like, mildly famous, and, like, Gigi was gonna bring him back as her prom date, and there was no Adrian. Or no, there was an Adrian. He was gonna be, like, a typical zombie, like, go crazy, and then, like, there was gonna be problems, and Adrian was gonna, like, help save the day, and they were gonna, like, reconcile their friendship or whatever. But I decided that Grayson was kind of just, like, there for no reason other than vibes. I didn't really care about his storyline, and, like, it didn't really make much sense. So I decided to kind of combine him and Adrian. So now Adrian is the dead one, and Gigi brings him back to life. And there was, like, a lot of storylines that I cut. Like, originally they're, like, childhood best friends, but I changed it around because instead of them being, like, super close, I wanted it to kind of be like she knows of him, about him, like, he's her sister's friend, but, like, they're not really close, and then she brings him back to life, and they bond, and they have this, like, relationship and stuff. And I'm not gonna get too into detail because partially because spoilers, but nobody really cares because there's no show, there's no comic, there's no anything, so spoilers don't really matter, I guess. It's more just, like, I haven't fully thought everything out. Like, there's a rough outline of everything, but nothing's set in stone, as you can tell, because this is, like, my 3rd, 4th time redesigning them. Anyways, not the point. Yeah, basically I decided to combine them, which is what originally started this, but then I was scrolling on Pinterest and I was like, maybe I don't want Gigi to look like this. Maybe now that she has this sister, I want her to be like more embodied, because I do like her long hair, but I was like, I want her to embody like her weird girl status more. And every weird girl has had that phase where you cut too much of your hair off. Or maybe that's just me and I'm trying to make myself feel better. But yeah. So then that was kind of what started this. While I was doing her redesign, I was like, damn, like, I don't know, like, what the hell I'm doing at all. Like, I kind of just, like, when I have characters, I just, like, start drawing them. Like, I have a vision in mind, and I'm just like, yep, this is it. You know, like, I don't really, like, I know you're supposed to design them, I guess, but, like, who cares? Like, it's just for fun. So, like, you're not really supposed to do anything, but, yeah, I don't really make, like, a bunch of iterations of things. I just kind of, like, draw them, and then it's like, yep, this is it. So I was kind of lost at first. I was just, like, drawing random things. Like, there was no plan. But then I was like, okay, let me go on Pinterest, because I felt like I was losing my vision as I was drawing them. Like, I was just, like, doing things with no rhyme or reason. So then I pulled out a bunch of different images, and I was like, okay, what do I like about these? Once I had these, I was like, I don't know, normally people draw, like, more than, like, one variation, or, like, more than a few variations, and then, like, stop when they're like, yeah, this is cool, but I am not that type of person. I tried to draw one more, and then I was like, I literally couldn't care less. Like, I like this sweater design, so I don't know, maybe that will land me here redesigning them again in another few months, but who cares? So then I was just like, let me just, like, doodle this real quick. Like, let me make sure this feels correct. And I ain't even gonna lie, I was, like, struggling a little bit at the beginning. I was not in the zone whatsoever. Okay? I don't know what it is. It's like, I guess, like, warm-ups really do be helping, but who wants to do that? And not me. So I don't normally, but I guess, like, those stupid little, like, sketches, and even this, like, outfit one on the left looks like shit, but, like, it's not that serious. I feel like a lot of the time, like, everything just feels like it needs to be way more polished when it's online, but I've been trying to, like, treat it more like it's just, like, a sketchbook. So I was like, whatever, we're just gonna leave it, because it doesn't matter. I thought, like, redesigning Gigi was kind of hard, because I didn't know what I was doing, and I guess in that sense it was, like, a little bit easier with Adrian, but he was, like, so much harder to redesign at the same time, because, like, oh, everybody just likes to draw boy characters, everybody just likes to have boy characters. Not me, bro. Okay, I never know what, like, to put them in, because, like, boys just, like, don't really do fashion the same way girls do. They just, like, wear, like, shirts and pants, unless they're, like, manipulators, evil, or, like, gay, or just, like, I don't know. There's some cool dudes, I guess, but, like, Adrian is not a cool dude, you know, and I'm trying to, like, embody his personality. He's just a guy. He's just there, bro. He does not give a fuck. I think he's probably, like, had the same 5 shirts on rotation for, like, most his life, realistically. So, yeah, his was really quick. I was just like, all right, I found this shirt on Pinterest, and I'm gonna go with it. And it's kind of silly, because the sketch later, I was looking at it after I posted it on Instagram, and I was like, oh my god, I gave the character named Adrian the stupid little stripy Adrian Agrest shirt. And at first I was like, damn it, but now I think it's kind of silly, so I might keep it. Because I feel like he keeps, like, accidentally, or at least in the beginning, he had, like, much shaggier hair, and I was like, damn it, like, he kind of looks like him, because I didn't do that on purpose. Like, he was named Adrian because originally, like, he's a nerd, and Tokyo Mew Mew, this is really stupid, but Tokyo Mew Mew, the English dub, like, named one of the characters Dren, which is just nerd spelled backwards, and so I was like, that's funny as fuck, but I want him to have an actual name, so he was named Adrian, because it was kind of similar, I guess, I don't know. But then I was like, damn it, like, I feel like he looks like him, but who cares? Not me. So yeah, and I decided now that he's like a zombie, I want him to have more like zombie features. I feel like that was one of my problems with Grayson, and so I was like trying to figure out how I wanted him to die, because honestly it's not super relevant to the story, which you would think it is, but like it's not about him dying, you know, like he starts off dead. I just looked it up and I was like, car crashes are common causes of death, and I was like, I can work with that. So then I was like looking up different injuries and stuff, and there's like people who have like facial scars and injuries, and I was like, okay, like I'll give them a scar, because I feel like that's like really visible, and I don't know, you can get really angsty with that. Like I feel like it would bother him really bad, because it's like such an obvious like symbol of him being a zombie now. He's like different. And then I don't know, some dude like had a like black eye with his scar, so I gave him that. And then halfway through, not even halfway, like way farther than halfway, I was like, oh my god, like I can give him, I forget what it's called, but like how like David Bowie has like one pupil that's like bigger. People sometimes from like trauma, like head trauma and like car accidents, I looked it up, it said you could get it from car accidents, but I don't know how accurate that is. It said it was possible, and that was good enough for me. So he has that. We'll see if that sticks, because I felt like he needed more like details, because he is like one of the main characters. I also think, like, I don't know, I want him to be like visibly different from like when he's alive, because his whole thing is like dealing with the fact that he's like dead now, and he's like kind of a different person. So yeah, I thought that was neat, and I gave it to him because I can. And yeah, that's it. So yeah, now that I redesigned them, I wanted to just like make a piece with them, which is what I'm doing right now. And there wasn't really like a whole lot of like lore or anything behind it. I just was like, I wanted to show that he was like dead, sort of, I guess. I don't know if it really shows that, but I wanted to like have him be dead and like in his like suit that he wears when he's dead. Yeah. And I wanted it to be on like the same aspect ratio, so then I just was like, okay, like bro's laying down and I want her to interact, so she'll just like give him a little kiss on the forehead. I wasn't really thinking too hard about it, I'm gonna be honest. I just figured like that will fit. So I don't know, maybe I was thinking about the composition, not really though, but that's fine because I like how it came out. To be honest, this whole piece, like, there wasn't really, like, a whole lot of thought. It was mostly just, like, struggle, because side profiles, like, I've been practicing them, but they're, like, really not my strong suit, if you can't tell by, like, the amount of times that I, like, have adjusted this head. But yeah, no, I just was kind of, like, going based off vibes. I do kind of have this, like, thought of it being similar to a thing that happens in the story, but like not how it actually goes, because obviously like she brings him back, so like they as in like her and her sister, like kind of fucked up. They dig his body up, and then like she brings him back to life because she has that power, and like in my vision it's more of like transferring like breath back into him, so it's not like a little like forehead thing. It's not a kiss at all actually, but it kind of looks like it if you're like watching from far away. So that was like my original like thought, I guess, that like had me on this like train of thought, but I didn't want to like draw that part yet because I don't know. I just wanted to make something that wasn't like too important so I could be chill about it. But yeah, so the story is basically the new story. Like I said, I changed the whole plot so they don't know each other anymore. Like, they know of each other because they live in like a pretty small town, and her sister is his friend, and he dies in a car crash, and Gigi's like always had this power to bring things back. She used to bring her cat back, and her sister caught her, so she knows she has that ability, and she basically just like is like, bro, like, why waste this ability that you have? Even though she like told her she's like a freak and shit, but that's okay. So then she's like, yeah, like, he died young, like, that's unfair. So she brings him back, and he's like obviously different, and he just kind of like has to deal with that, and everybody else is like, what the fuck, because they all saw him dead, and he just comes back to school. And so it's kind of like everybody just like processing the fact that he's dead and he's alive and he's a different person, so he's still sort of dead. And there's just like a lot of sort of angsty things, I guess. But there's like fun things too, like prom. So yeah, I have like ideas, but like, I don't know, I'm weird. I'm like, I don't want to share them because like I don't want to spoil it. But I also have no like active plans in the moment to like make stuff. Like, I want to make little like comics of parts of the story, or maybe like animate parts of the story. I'm not really sure, because now I feel like I have an actual plot now. Like, it's like fully outlined and everything, like a beginning, a middle, an end. So I don't know, I feel like I need to make something, but I have so many other story ideas at the same time. Like, this is just like one of them. There's like 3 main ones right now, I feel like, I'd say so. And maybe I'll make other stuff on that in the future, but I don't know. I like making like little animations. I mean, obviously if you have been on my channel, you've seen that, but like I definitely had a problem before where I was like, I can't if I'm gonna change the story, but like everything you see on there right now is like outdated, but like it's my characters, and I got to use all the little clips in this video, which was fun. But yeah, I don't know, there's not really like a lot to talk about because I don't like think a whole lot while I make art. I just like do it, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, there's really not much to say. I just was kind of like messing around. I did have like troubles with the background and stuff because of it, because there was no thoughts. And I was like tried to do this like oil spill thing, and it just like didn't work because I just like had there's like the voices told me like oil spill. But then I like just like looked up on Pinterest. I was like, background for art, and I found one, and I don't know, I couldn't find like who it was by, so if it's any of you know, like, comment, I guess. But yeah, also like the filming stopped, so here's the final ones. You'll just have to see it there instead of in Speedpaint. So yeah, that's it. If you like this, obviously like the video, comment something, I don't know, bye.